Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be installing this battery maintainer on our 991.1. We're going to show you step by step how to install the connectors, how to run the wires, and how to go ahead and mount the battery charger itself. So by the end of the video our setup is going to be the same, but for the 991 we have our CTEK charger right here connected to the wall, and then we have our cable right here. And when I park my NSX I pull this out, and then what I do is I connect it, I put this towel there, and it is charging. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the hood, and then you're gonna take off this panel right here. Really easy. You're just gonna pull up on this other side, and then you're gonna pull it out. Now it goes to hardwire in the battery maintainer, and we're gonna be putting the port probably through here, and this is where the windshield wiper setup is there, but we're going to navigate it right here where it sits in there, and it has a plug and it has a fuse in case there's a problem with it. Okay, I've got some gloves, I've got some eye protection, and we're going to go ahead and loosen the positive terminal using a 10 millimeter. Because of the way that the Porsche battery connector is, you can't really remove that nut. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut it so we could slide it over the bolt. And when you're cutting this, you wanna make sure that you put something over it because it will fly. Negative side as well. And now we're ready. Now that we've got the bolt loose, what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide this over. Okay, because the eyelet is bigger than the bolt, you're gonna have to kind of push it down while you're tightening down so it could bite into it. Just like that. You could even press it a tiny bit down, not too much because you don't want to bend this excessively, but just enough. So we're gonna go ahead and put the fuse here afterwards so we could access it and look at it. But we're gonna run our negative cable underneath here, behind things. Come around, and we're going to connect it right here. I'm going to loosen our negative cable, and this is an AGM battery if you guys are not aware. So the charger we got is specifically made for it, and the part numbers and the links where you could buy everything is going to be in our description. They're going to be Amazon affiliated links. So like I said, when you're installing this, you're going to want to kind of push down these connectors while you're tightening them, otherwise they're going to get pushed out because they're oversized. All right, I'm putting a zip tie right here so this doesn't go down and we could access it and we're able to get to it. But I'm not tightening it down. I'm just kind of putting it like this so it could be able to move. And we're now going to put this part right here, which should work. We're going to put the cover on and see what happens. All right, so we're going to slowly start navigating this cover on. I feel like there's a little bit of a cutout right there, and we're going to see if that works for us. Because we don't want this to cut into. And it's not. It's here, we'll double check, but it's not cutting into it. Nope. It seems like this is pushing in, but it's not cutting into it. And we're now going to slowly put this down. We're not going to lock it down because we want to see what we're going to do. And again, we're testing things. And so far, so good. Hood locks down. This is right here. And as you can tell, this has a cover for rain and stuff. And it kind of hides in there. You don't see it when you're driving either. But now it's time to set up the rest. Let's get our CTEK mounting bracket installed. So we're going to open this up, and we have our bracket right here. So we have our charger, and what we're going to do is we're going to flip it because this is going to be connecting right here, and we're going to kind of mock it up. Now it's going to be backwards for this situation because the way it's going to look for us is this is going to be connected here, and this cord is going to be connected right there so it could go out to the car itself and not run into the table. So first off, let's give it a quick mock-up. Again, doesn't look super nice, so what I'm thinking is maybe if I put it below, we could probably run the cables underneath here. Okay, so we ran the cables and we tied it up underneath the table so we could slide it back. And then we're gonna run this as low as possible so this cord isn't, really high when we're running it across this pathway. And at this point in time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the charger, and then I'm going to mark this spot where I'm at, and then make sure with my stud finder that there's not anything electrical back there. All right, where we wanna mount it, there's no electrical or anything like that. If you can see right here, when I move to the left, there is an electrical symbol right there. But when we move it to where we're at, which is about right here, there's nothing there. So we're gonna go ahead and put our anchor in. Okay, we have our anchor in the wall. It's a little overkill, but we just wanna make sure this is gonna stay on the wall. We have our screw, and we're gonna go ahead and mount the bracket to the wall. All right, we're putting in the second screw. This one does not have an anchor, but it's gonna prevent it from sliding around. And now we're gonna attach our unit. All right. And we're now gonna connect this. And this is gonna be the cable that's gonna connect our charger. All right, here's the part that you could be creative with. You could buy one of those like cloth sleeves for this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a towel where it's touching mostly, but I wanna see how it works here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're not gonna be yanking on this. We're just gonna go in here and we're gonna connect. All right, so we have two towels and it's not touching, and we come across and it's charging. Now, if you have pets, if you have kids, or if you're forgetful like me sometimes, this is probably not the best idea. I am showing you how I am setting mine up as an example. You don't have to do it like this if you don't think it's safe, because this is a trip hazard. But I just wanted to make that statement that this is definitely a trip hazard and isn't probably the best way to set it up, but for me, it's gonna work. Okay, so let's review real quick. A couple of things I want you guys to make sure that you do is make sure that when you're connecting the eyelet to the bolts that it actually bites into it. It doesn't come off or pop off. Another thing is when you're putting the cover back in, just make sure that you're not, cutting into the wire. We saw that our wire isn't being cut into. It's literally just being pushed back a little bit, so not an issue. And also the thing that we talked about as far as the trip hazard, those are a couple things that we need to be cautious about ourselves, and we want to bring the attention to you. When we make these videos, we're literally showing you how we're setting it up. Just take this as an informative video and be safe, be cautious. And once you have it set up, now your battery is going to be happy. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Hit that like button for us. Subscribe as well. You take care, stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.